Sagittarius. I feel like you guys are thinking about some pretty crazy things right now. I feel like the crazy is a good crazy though. I feel like it's a good way of coping, of managing your emotions, managing your anger, your rage. Because I feel all this rage and frustration just being let out. It's like an animal in a cage. I feel like you're able to talk about it now. Like you're finally able to talk about your experiences with some confidence, with some like really hard. I feel like I just keep picking up on like the hard language where you be swearing up a motherfucking storm. You be talking all this s, talking this, talking that, but you're doing it freely when there was a point in time in your life where you couldn't express, you couldn't say anything. You wouldn't do it because at the end of the day you felt like whatever you was feeling was weak, it was invalid, it wasn't real. So like now that you know that it's real and that you know this is a real part of your life, you just been expressing it everywhere, and Spirit says that it's beautiful. Spirit says it's a part of who you are. Spirit says that it's a part of who you will continue to be. Lead by example for the people that you love, for the people that look up to you, or even the people that don't like you, that don't fuck with you. It's like you continue to lead as a expression of all your emotions and your passion and your rage. Your rage, while that might be very intimidating to some, is very intriguing to others and very attractive. What I do see a lot of is introspection, thinking a lot about your internal dialogue. Okay, like when you be saying certain things about yourself or to yourself, or kind of like beating yourself up too much, I think you're able to stop yourself now. You're able to be like, okay, we going way too long on this shit, or we don't need this shit, we don't need to be doing all this. Like, I think that you've learned to kind of cut yourself off, because you have a problem with kind of running your trap too much, running your trap in your head. Though it's not even running your trap to anyone outside of you. It's like you get so many different ideas in your head, you get lost in them, you get depressed, you start feeling like you're badgering yourself, basically. You're making yourself feel some type of way. It might be simple basic mistakes, and you're just all over yourself, and that perfectionism that you have actually destroys a lot of your confidence. It creates a huge wall up between you and what you want, basically. The Ten of Pentacles is like, okay, so life might not be as gracious as you need it to be right now. It might not be the most luxurious or the most beautiful, but you're capable of managing it and handling it and coping stress-free, basically. Though there is, like, I feel like people who try to bring stress into your life and try to project onto you. I don't feel like you're paying attention to that right now. You're very self-focused. They talk about you dressing good, smelling good, feeling good, looking the part of somebody who is at peace. And so a lot of people feel like they can trust you, though you might not be in the right headspace, mind space, life space. They just feel like they can trust you with their information, with how they're feeling. They realize that you're a very hard worker. It's hard to change you, and they like that. They like that it's hard to change you for the type of person that you are. I feel like a lot of people around you are grief-stricken right now. They may be grieving past a certain point, but you've already kind of moved on from it because you knew it was coming. You knew it was something that you would have to do with eventually in your life. You also knew that it was something that was like inevitable, and so you're kind of taking it like as you go instead of worrying about it every single second of the day. You're taking it as you can, as you go. That's not to say that you aren't still very grief-stricken. You just are taking it a lot differently than most people. The Lovers in the upright and the Page of Pentacles in the upright. It's like, I see what other people don't see. I see money in a place where most people wouldn't see any money. I see success in a place where most people don't come out successful. I see through the jungle. I'm not looking at the jungle and saying this is my home. I see through the jungle, and I see outside of the jungle. I see outside of myself. So I'm not gonna have anyone limit me or make me bow down. You give me like Sekhmet energy, like the cat lady from the Egyptian. I just got like different vibes when it came to Egypt. It's like Sekhmet. interesting that she pops up, because to me she's like maternal and protector, and that might be who you are to many people, is like paternal or maternal and a protector. It might be, sorry, someone called me. It might be hard for you to digest when someone's in trouble. You don't like to leave somebody out on their own, in their own devices. You might have learned from your past, from the things that you have gone through and been through, that being alone was the worst thing that people could have done to you, and you don't want to do that to anybody else. You refuse to leave your own children alone, or leave other people around you alone in times of need, because you realize that that's always what you had needed, but you never got. It's really interesting. The way you think and process things is so different. It's so different. It's very exciting, because I think that honestly, people like this are rare. I think that we go through so many traumatic cycles and traumatic moments in our life that create and shape the type of person that we will be, every single year, to be honest with you. Something has got to go down, something has to happen. There's never going to be just a one line of good things for in that amount of time, but you make it work. You wear shit very well. That's not to say that I'm overestimating what's happening internally, because I know it still hurts, but though it hurts, you still are able to walk through the pain strong as fuck. And that's the real shit. That's the shit that's different. Okay, Sag? So when you carry this weight, just realize that people is watching you and looking at you and envying you, and envying the amount of space you're able to take for yourself. They're envying your ability to carry. Okay, because you carry a lot of people in your life. You carry them. Even after death, you carry them. So just realize that, Sag. You carry a lot of motherfuckers.